Hello and warm welcome to Vampyr. Refuel all, I guess. Bullets. Shotgun shells. We don't have a shotgun. Anyway, we want to bring 1 unit of sodium hypochlorite to your medical desk. Potassium permanganate. Ferrous tartrate. Okay. I am not certain. Okay, let's start with the first ingredient. Sodium hydrochloride. Sodium hydrochloride. There's one. Potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate. Oh, we can analyze things. Okay, let's analyze you. And you. Treatment for pneumonia. Bronchitis. Cold. Right, the second ingredient. What was it again? Potassium permanganate. Right, permanganate. We have 16 of those, so we don't need any more. Of ferrous tartrate. Tartrate, okay. Ferrous tartrate. We have that as well. Okay, I brought them. What does that do? Hey, you're open now. Should I upgrade you? I do want a better knife. No one is selling them though. Recyclable. I'm gonna keep them for now.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
Should I? I honestly am gonna trust this guy. The other one is a little bit too cocky. A typical doctor, no doubt, but still. Dr. Ackroyd.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reid honors me with a request. What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experimentation?
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Ackroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reid.
Besties.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
And that's why I like this guy. When he's a doctor, at least he's good at it. And I'm a very cautious man. Seems to be fine.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Is anyone else sick in this place? Let's take a look. Okay. Let's talk to the guy.
It's locked, all right.
Are you asking or telling me? Okay, still haven't talked to that patient.
It's locked, all right.
She should be fine.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ella.
It's locked.
Why is it locked? It wasn't locked before.
How can we be sure we're making a difference? My sweet girl. Read like a book.
Or maybe it was.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you can see yourself in the mirror, that's nice. Ah, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
Course. The sooner I'm able to leave this damn place, the better.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
No matter, you're making friends. No wonder you're making friends everywhere you go. Okay. Not people. I want to speak with those guys though. Oh.
Good evening, Mr. Gosling.
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswald.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reid, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical
I have
Okay, great.
Goodbye, Miss.
I'm alright.
Right, let's take a look. So, map.
Don't waste
We
your
need
time with me.
to place this
I will not let you down, my boy.
inside this guy's office.
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most
I
brilliant
believe it's
minds
on
in
the
London.
second floor. Of course, we're gonna loot all of that because he trusted us.
It's locked. Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula.
Right, who's next? Missions, I don't care. Potential recruit. Find someone who can read. Let's go search for that potential recruit. So now I have a little bit more health. And that's good, because I usually need more health. Well, actually I usually go with my skills, but when they are not sufficient, I guess health will do. Good enough. There's a bridge over there.
If you spot one, fire.
We'll have to fight you again.
Sorry, sir. No admittance. Are you deaf? Steady, boys. We've got one.
Gotcha.
God, no!
Okay, I'm gonna get this guy first.
Put an end to you!
Nice, exactly as I want. Well, not exactly. I want to get the other one as well, but that's good enough.
Just vanished.
Oh yeah, just vanished. That's a useless kill. You're gonna die from that. Almost. Definitely easier now. Okay, there's nothing here. Maybe I've been here before. Who knows, really? Can't enter this place. Such a pity. That's my hideout, all right. Oh, that's a rat. Okay.
Get them weapons ready! Want some of this? I'm killing!
Okay, go on. Damn, that was painful. Okay. Your king and country need you. Well, I don't care. Oh, didn't realize I switched you off. Ooh. Okay, good enough.
Did you hear me? It's an inch! Kill it!
There goes one of you. Bullets, cool. Oh, it was on wanted poster for some reason. Large beast. Haven't seen you before. Am I supposed to be afraid of you? Maybe I should be afraid of him. Yeah, thank you for that game. I know how to reload my weapon, so... Yeah, it was a little bit tougher than I thought it would be, still. Keep on drinking.
This is no place for a gentleman. Didn't you hear me?
It seems like the mouse is more sensitive when I'm in this mode.
This is despicable.
Just say it's disgusting because they are rats. Drinking human blood is okay though. Humans are noble creatures. Why did you turn around?
We have to stop it!
Damn it. Roger the wall. It's not doing that much damage to me. Good night, Roger. Still working, looking for that guy.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, we have a locked door. Not a big surprise.
It's locked.
Large box of pills.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
I can't run in this area, so...
Stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You do know the risks, right?
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. He's fatigued. We can do something about that.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
I will see you later. Goodbye.
I'll not die in some stinking alley.
Okay, what about you, sir?
Week-old lavvy.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
He has migraine. We can actually treat him.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
If you need pills, I can provide.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Well, that's cool.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Tell me about the war.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
What about those we left behind, face down in the mud? You want to change places with them? You cannot waste your chance at life this way.
It's not that simple. I wouldn't have expected you to understand. I don't even know why I spoke to you in the first place.
Okay. Thought you'd understand a little bit more. Unrational speaking.
A gun?
Still, I'm gonna cure him.
I won't end up another drunk arm littering the street.
I need to place this here, just so we know where it is. I'm gonna prepare medicine for both of you. M'lady.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reid, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Let's trade.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Glass vial.
Good evening.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Okay.
Goodbye.
You're obviously an awesome person.
Has been proven by many.
There is a hideout right next to me. I believe I can make medicine there.
When science fails you, this elixir will be...
When science fails you, magic will succeed. Lovely woman, this one. Get away. Hello, you dead? Yes. And they just left you on the streets, like in the times of the plague.
When science fails you,
I cannot enter.
Okay, this hideout cannot be unlocked apparently. There's one over here. Wait. Hello. Oh, can't pick it up? Yes, I can. Try to cheat me out of my supplies.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson's son, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Well, do you... Doesn't seem like it.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Tough guy.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
And you are?
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Tiny good handle part. How do I?
Fancy bite.
You never lose your focus, do you?
Okay, can't ask him anything.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
I can look for it if you want.
Have you had...
Hi. Okay.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Charming
It's
fellow.
hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched.
You again?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Then what happened? No, don't tell me. I guess I can guess.
Goodbye.
Wrong way. Hello.
Its effectiveness has been reviewed.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Those things might be connected.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Well, that's stupid logic.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reid. It's the living I'm afraid of.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Much respect, I see.
Do you know...
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so...
I will see you later. Goodbye, young.
Okay, I can heal him. Need a workbench though. So many people I need to heal in this place. 3, 4.
It's locked, all right.
Ah, job refusal letter. Let's take a look at that. It is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for the job of the dockyard. I must thank you for the time spent at the office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife, but it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which expensively reports the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed wet boot boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Fitch and Harper intend to reward first candidates who pass the small inquiry we like to conduct about the future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Professional vampire hunter. If you ever suspect someone to be a vampire, don't try to kill it yourself. You have no chance. Instead, contact me or try to inform professional vampire killer. These men and women are rare, but they know what to do against these evil creatures. It even seems that some of them are working together under the name of the Guard of Piwen, a paramilitary organization dedicated to the eradication of vampires in London. They are your friends. You're not alone. Solution exists. Be smart. Spread the word. Cleanse costly. For more information, please contact the directory. Okay. So you can become a professional vampire hunter if I leave you alive.
Is there only pain and suffering?
Okay, let's get out of here. Whitechapel.
This district has always been wretched.
Haven't spoken with you yet.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Wonderful. We have a loony here.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Ah, nothing as thoughtful as a good lynching.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
To be fair, I would also hate, well, have a bad impression of communism, so... Okay, we need to go this way.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Just because someone's a communist doesn't mean that they are bad people. It just means that they are, you know, not well educated in politics. And to be fair, it was a different time when women didn't have much choice. I just broke a chest. Okay. What were the diseases we needed to cure? Fatigue, cold, migraine, due fatigue, 1 migraine. Okay, let's start with those. And 1 code. Okay, let's go help the people. Because we're a doctor. It's part of the games that usually ruin the magic. When they have voice actors, and I actually am trying to roleplay these sorts of games a little bit more. This one's healthy.
As long as you have the money.
There's nothing we can do about his migraine right now. Let's help you.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Wonderful.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud.
I don't know what the number next to the miasma means. Right, let's go up there again.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
It's locked, all right. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hey, you're hungry.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you...
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any medical...
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
He's a wonderful boy.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
hello, I haven't spoken with you yet.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Okay.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
She's fatigued.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
I can believe that.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye, miss.
She's fatigued, but I don't have any more medicine for that. You have to make more. This guy's fine. This one is healthy. Ah.
Let's turn around to me.
He walked towards us. He's obviously a monster. Oh, whoa. Here, fight the werewolf. He likes you both. Hey, fight him, not me. that worked fine. Oh, it worked. Maybe it wasn't fine. Let's not fight another werewolf while we are here. Ah, there you are, the guy with the code.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Nice.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Well, there were two options here. I could have actually killed you, so you wouldn't spread the disease, or cure you. I actually don't think I made the right choice here.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to know there's another civilized individual in these parts. Not like those bloody savages.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
You're taking advantage of him. Well, let's agree with him, even though I don't think the same thing as him.
I don't approve of your actions, but I know very little about this borough, other than its reputation. There are always necessary evils.
A necessary evil. That's one way to think about it. Knew you had more smarts than all these immigrants.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reid, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
You're despicable. I'm not interested in money.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reid tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swanborough shit.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Right. Need to go back here and make another fatigue medicine for the woman. Need to do something about his migraine as well, but I still don't have the recipe for the cure there. Thus far I like the game, but I honestly don't feel like a vampire. Okay, just found some bullets for my pistol. I'll find a way to cure this guy.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Dr. Edgar Swansea. Well,
Flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
I usually aim to complete the side quest before the main one, so he should wait. Okay, she has the cures for all diseases, I guess, but where is she? This guy's recovering. There are still places I haven't visited. Spring. Rats, okay, not here. Such a fine gentleman, this guy. Yeah, we've spoken with this guy. He's not gonna help me. Looking for individuals in this game is a torture. I should just place a marker on them so I'd know where to look for them. I mean, I will find them sooner or later anyway.
I have this thirst for blood.
And of course the right rope provide enough.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
This guy's recovering. Where is she? Okay, I gotta open the map and see. There's this chapel right there. No?
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid not.
A gun?
Peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
Imprisoned by your daily routine.
Ah, there she is.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss.
And you are? Let's hope you're not sick.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Ah, finally someone recognizes my unknown talents. Yes, he has fatigue as well. Oh, great.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Yeah, just because they can vote doesn't mean they have a choice.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
I wish they stopped doing that. Just unlock the bloody door so I can prepare the medicine and go back. Yeah, I'm going the right way. Okay. Okay, nothing. Just move. Huh. Alright. That's somewhat better.
It's locked.
You're kidding. Oh, there you are.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. D.
Okay. No, I did want to check something out. Haven't been here before, I guess. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
And he has a code.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Well, you're a horrible person.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Oh yeah, sure.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
None of you guys deserve to live, you know that.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
I understand them.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Yeah, that's behind the church. So you, lady, cannot speak.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. Very well.
Okay, the guy has a code. Can you go from here to there? Yep. This door is now unlocked. Level 14.
See them thugs?
Hello. Haven't seen you before.
Stop Vampyr!
Two hits and I'm dead. You have been defeated, yeah, I know. We are no longer part of the circle of life and death. Famous words, are they not?
It ain't humans! Stop Vampyr! Away with you! Roll back.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Yeah. It wasn't good news.
Sorry, sir, no admittance.
I thought I would heal a little bit faster there.
Leech spotted!
Oh, come on, that thing was following me. Okay, where am I going? Right, that's the right location I need to be. Accidentally switched my weapons at some point. Oh. Whoa! Good shot. Come on, puppy. Let's dance. Wrong button. Okay.
I cannot enter.
Not from this side, apparently. bloody weapon, thank you. I love this blood spear. Such a good.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Maybe eating rats isn't the best idea in the world. Where am I now? Should be close. Fading makes you immune to damage and also helps you recover your...
That's good smart.
No, I almost don't use that. Defensive skill. Can I go in? No. So my home is this way. There we go. Right, what sickness did you have? Treatment for migraine. You're recovering. Gold. How?
I'll kill you.
Yeah, this guy's dead. Oh, finally. Getting into the game right now. Let's take my bullets back.
This is despicable.
Okay, 120 meters. Oh, come on.
Best die, vermin!
Okay, good enough. Just collect whatever they dropped. Yeah, that's where I need to be. Can I enter the church? No. Because it's a church, or just because I can't enter it right now?
Good evening, Mr.
And good evening to you too.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Wonderful.
I'll leave you...
Right. That's Whitechapel right there. Where's the door with the bloody hand? Okay. Let's take a look at you. We can sleep for a night. Philosophy, level 12. Oh, I don't have enough for that. Huh. Cool. That's quite boosted the damage, by the way. What about the bites? There you go. I'm level 9 now. The following night. Richard Nate Coat. Blood quality. Oh, I'm sorry. Merchant. Your auctions have gave the growth of economy. So yeah, we've helped quite a lot of people. Destruct the stable now. So right, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you all for joining me, and I'm going to see you all next time. Goodbye.